really don't know how LGD have shown us.
To be honest, I really like
getting a little pull action here, just trying to deny the Timber Saw as much as they possibly can, but truthfully, X picked up for Whitemon.
That was, did he get level 2 just then?
He might have gotten off a neutral creep dying. I wasn't actually, no.
I don't think so.
But they're gonna try lane here.
I don't, like, how do you do anything to these offlaners? Like, but same concept, Timber Saw, armor stacks, and then of course, just Dragon Blood for the DK. You just can't kill
There they go. Going on to Faith Beyond, but yeah, they brought him low last time. That was before he had level 2 of Dragon's Blood. Much different kind of quest now.
Just hanging out.
Yep.
It's also why you typically see more of the lower farm priority heroes into mid, or space makers like Batrider, because the side lanes just simply take too much farm.
And just hit him with the double slow combo here, but now showing up with is the Hoodwink. They're going on to Zephyr, the tanky Drain Protector, but that bounce of the Deuce's Snake is going to do a lot. Not quite enough to secure the first kill, but then again, it wasn't first blood, so it doesn't matter. Jin Q, another bushwhack, and he's going to secure a second one here unless the Fairy Fire can save Whitemon around the corner through the trees. Jin Q spots him for a moment, hits him once, hits him twice, and blocks him off with the tree. Nicely played with the Acorn shot.
Yep, nice battling. Supports will trade. However, they did kill the enemy offlaner, so I'd say even in a 2-for-1 scenario, that's mostly even.
Carl, he's got lasso, and I think he may try and go for an extra kill here with his haste rune. Never mind, he's got to use his extra bit to try and finish off Jin Q with the bushwhack. He needs another hit, and that wasn't enough either. There was still a Fairy Fire left. Oh, that was lame indeed. Carl, he thought he had a guaranteed kill, maybe even a second one, but it's denied to him. Meanwhile, Zephyr in the mid lane trying to run down his brambles to stay away from Nothing to Say. Well, apparently, you kind of want to fight as much as you can for every single tower you've got.
I think Lesh is actually so good against Tree for that reason, because you don't swiddle towers. You just
they're going to try and go for it. Carl, he's going to show up here. They got the brambles to be able to keep Nothing to Say back while they lasso up and finish off Faith Beyond. It may have gotten the tower, but it does cost Faith Beyond his life.
Yeah, let's check in on bottom. You'll Timber
because you hit her so much.
Yeah,
you kind of need that slowdown. Zephyr going to be caught out here. No tower to retreat to, and no trees to hide away in. Zephyr, hop by, Nothing to Say.
Lesh has always been my favorite answer to the Treant. It used to be that you also burn 3 push, eventually take the mid tower, but at a point, Savage should be able to rotate over, clear out some Ancients. That's a dead Wyvern most likely.
Another pick off for Carl, just trying to use the lasso off cooldown pretty much. Cold Embrace does little to stop the magic damage of the Batrider.
Whoa, what?
Slightly off the mark there, and somehow it didn't manage to land in an AoE of that tree.
Should I miskill? Anyway, Lion and Wyvern, to me, the 2 supports of the tournament. I think Shadow Demon would be up there, depending on if people pick it in the finals. Another dead Zephyr tree. Different concepts, though. Wyvern is really nice when the BKBs start to come out, and just for AoE control. Lion...
if you can't actually defend your towers, like you were saying against Leshrac, you know, you want to be able to have that maxed out Bramble, so you could just throw it out. It'll give a decent amount of CS, always pushing away. Yeah. He has been killed so many times trying to do that, so now he's going to try and join his team. Carl looking for that opening, but isn't going to be able to find it. Instead, a Yule's a Split Earth, and then a Dragon Tail Stun. That's where he's going to find it's death. Cuckoo Timber chains through most of PSG LGD, but is unable to have enough damage to threaten anybody, as PSG LGD, off of that initial pick off with the Batrider, easily win the fight.
Yeah, really nice move there. Fortunate for T1, they just got caught. Timber. Don't think you can take him down, but 23 Savage has no ultimates. You got to be a little cautious.
Yeah. A bit of the side lanes. You could see Hoodwinks trying to do the same up here. Though Whitemon, he placed a ward, de-warded the high ground ward that Jin Q had earlier. Whitemon knew part of this was here because they had a very deep ward. Oh, Faith Beyond, they're going to be able to find him because of their own ward deep in lane. They're going to be able to pick off the line pretty easily. A trap that was supposed to be originally to catch Jin Q, then it goes to Lion, then it goes back to Jin Q, and then it turns into a nice little play and move from the Dragonite.
I just realized they have the Hoodwink.
Then it goes to Lion, then it goes back to Jin Q, and then it turns into a nice little play and move from the Dragonite.
I just realized they have the Hoodwink just for the break, right? Against Timber Saw and against Medusa. It removes the split shot.
It does remove the split shot. Yes, it does. slowing down the Bat Rider just enough, and because of the blade mail, even as he walks away, he's going to be taking more damage. Dragon Tail stun put onto the Medusa, but ultimately between the Timbersaw and the Medusa, they are going to have some damage problems. So they take the squishy core instead. Courier coming over to reveal that D ward they found earlier. So both of their Roshan wards are going to be, or excuse me, Tinker wards are going to be denied. Certainly the Leshrac and Dragonite will be feeling that burn a bit. Cuckoo playing a little bit loose here, trying to stay in front of this push, but not overcommitting, and it looks like he's been caught anyway. Hoodwink shot helps finish him off. They do manage to get the stun onto the Leshrac, but nobody else can really follow this, as that would just be the Bat Rider, but he's currently being zoned out between the Wyvern and the Dragonite.
And this is the big time we've seen on all these offlane DKs, the Blink Dagger. You got a bunch of follow-up stuns as well, so this is suddenly PSG LGD's timing. Get the mid tower.
What an optimistic living armor that was.
Pressure on Cuckoo's Timbersaw here. He's going for just the straight up team fight items, you know? Hood neck. Oh, they got him.
Managed to get the blink, but a counter blink out from Faith Beyond. It's going to be able to hold the Bat Rider in place. Hoodwink shot goes out, but it's not quite enough. Carl will just barely live until the Haunt comes in. That finished him off. Meanwhile, the Winter's Curse kept 23 Savage from doing much there, but Ame has managed to clean up a couple of kills and is trying to get a third, and does manage to get it in the Timbersaw. Zephyr chasing after a Dragonite, but he knows his life is now forfeit. Is trying to run away, but Faith Beyond is saying, you're not going anywhere. Body blocking him to death and getting Ame 4 kills in one fight.
I really want to see that replay again. Ame had the sickest blade mail, absorbed so much damage from Cuckoo. That's all pure the Leshrac, but unfortunately he had the Nova going. That's a little bit of extra sustain, some extra damage onto the Timber, and then Ame with the excellent positioning cleans up everybody.
And off of that team fight, they grab the Manta, and with the Manta, they immediately get Roshan. Now they've got a Spectre with an Aegis at 19 minutes.
It's pretty nasty, and yeah, it is Diffusal queued up.
Drop of the tree, pulling him in. Whitemon chain stunned to death.
Yep.
14-5 now, as LGD beginning to exert their control over the map, as we're going to watch that replay.
His HP.
Yeah. You know, it's funny how Dragonite is such a simple hero, and yet I have been routinely impressed by some of the performances. Oh, Zephyr is going to be caught with a bushwhack in the trees. Jinkyu keeps vision of him as best as he can, so they get the additional slow out from Y, and good read from Jinkyu, nailing the sharpshooter shot. Gets Leshrac, boom, instantly countered by the Blink Dagger of Faith Beyond. It feels like this guy just cannot win. Blink for Blink once again. Now he's been dragon-tailed up. Oh, PSG LGD, they're just working Carl in this game. Now Winter's Curse setting up some more kills with the bushwhack on top of that. Nothing to say. Putting out some serious damage. Cuckoo trying to slide away, but they're going to have to leave the Deuce behind perhaps. Okay, the Stone Gaze doing a decent amount of work here. Cuckoo comes back into play, and they are going to be able to bring down Nothing to Say. Ame fully committed, does have the Aegis here. Wants to be able to get the kill onto 23 Savage first, and does manage to do so. Even as he's lassoed up, he goes down now. It's up to Cuckoo and maybe Whitemon to be able to get more damage in, but yeah, they're realizing they don't have anything left. They're going to try and back out. Faith Beyond, oh, not quite catching Whitemon himself, but it does flush out that support. So the rest of his team can pick up the goose. 18-6 now, and PSG LGD using their Aegis very nicely to win a fight around T1's Tier 2.
And I just want to once again shout out Nothing to Say. Yes, he's the only man they have starting fights. Like, what is the move they're going to make? It all comes down to a lasso, and there's so many heroes. In fact, pretty much every hero on PSG LGD can interrupt it.
I have to say, Zephyr and Carl just not getting to play Dota.
No.
Right? The Stream Protector has been caught so many times trying to go for the split push. And then Carl, as we talked about earlier, has just been countered every bit of the problem, right? They were able to hold on to their Tier 1 towers because Timbersaw and Dusa would not die, but every single time it felt like maybe the Train Protector was getting caught, the Bat Rider wasn't surviving. We desperately need a BKB. 23 Savage going to be found. Not by himself, though. A beautiful Earth Spike going to be able to catch two. Zephyr's going to be able to follow up the Overgrowth. Now they've got the lasso onto the Dragonite. They're going to focus every bit of attention they have to be able to kill Faith Beyond. But Ame does manage to clean up one support, and now they're going to chase after 23 Savage. Bushwhack actually does manage to catch Zephyr, so he's going to fall next. Nothing to Say, getting in front of 23 Savage, making sure he knows he has to stand and fight, and this is a fight that's going to be hard to win, too. Another Bushwhack controlling up 23 Savage, cuts the tree, but it's too late. He's dead. Timbersaw pulled back in by the Winter's Curse. That'll lead not just to the Timber's death, but the Bat Riders as well.
Nothing to Say. is insane. Extra voodoo mask. I keep saying it, but he keeps buying more items.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of both. I
Yep.
think that this is sort of the best style. Like, you feel the best when you play this way because you can just run forwards.
Not gonna let them get anything here, not even the outpost. Dusa coming forward. They do have the overgrowth plus the stone gates. They're gonna be able to at least finish off the winter wyvern with nothing to say. Saves himself a lot of grief with the Yule Scepter. He's just kind of dancing around them. Fortunately, Timberchain managed to dodge a 2-man stun, but the Dusa is being constantly controlled up, unable to get off another round of the snake. She dies, as does the rest of the T1 cores, or at least maybe, okay, Carl's still out there somewhere, I guess, but it's still not looking great for the Southeast Asian squad of T1.
Their lack of damage, Cap. Like, you didn't do enough damage. Now there's a butterfly on Ame. All 3 of these cores are pretty fat. You have a Lesh and a Spectre. Like, nothing to say. He's literally running in circles around him in the middle of the fights.
Yep.
He's not a target anymore.
Yes, he is.
3K HP. Oh, now the shard. Good lord. It's already hard enough to get any breathing room.
And on these stationary heroes like the Dusa, that shard is actually good outside of base defense.
But yeah, to your point about the build, this is when I think Leshrac health and the regen talent.
Smoking on up. PSG LGD invading the triangle. Might just be able to catch somebody here. They see Zephyr. Zephyr already blinks away, but they see 23 Savage managed to get a Dragon Tail. Plus, immediately the Haunt jump in for the Spectre. Look how much mana they burned away. They chain stunned her, and she doesn't have an opportunity to get off the snake, to get off the stone gates, and now they're going to catch even more. Timbersaw underneath his own tier 3, fearing for his life, trying to get away. They're going to use the overgrowth to be able to save him. Oh, the Winter's Curse denies the lasso pullback once again. Carl just cannot separate LGD from each other. They are playing together as a squad, as a team, and they will take game 1 in victory here.
Unbelievable. I mean, not much to say about this one. PSG LGD just near perfection once again. They have somehow gotten better since their group stage.
Yep.
And it's tough to find flaws. Like, everything from the strategy development